Hello all, welcome to another episode of First. What do you want to call it?
It's just called the first unscripted episode podcast.
Okay, cool. As Sulagna said, first unscripted podcast of Psychophilics. I'm sorry guys, this is my first time hosting, so please be a little bit kind. My name is Sanjeet. Okay. My name is Sanjeet. I'm one of the volunteers, member of both blog and podcast team. And I'm filling in for Pappu because he decided to take a detour, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my job as a host today was to be funny, which I'm not really. So I will try my best. Alright, the video is there. Shit. The video is there. Shit. Sorry. I thought it was just.
So long to realize that the video is there.
It's kind of.
It is there.
So should I stop this?
No, fine. This is fine.
Okay, let's go. That's how it sounds.
It's unscripted, man.
Best biggest video.
It's a total unscripted podcast.
It's a totally unscripted podcast, as said by our host Sanjeet, who forgot to face the camera.
Yeah, because the mic's
The
really
mic
far
is
off.
here, the camera is here. Sanjeet, visual perception got confused.
Yeah.
He's a slow learner.
Also, guys, if you don't know us, we'll just go
Introduce
one by one
ourselves,
and introduce ourselves. So, hi, I'm Tanuj, founder of Psychophilics, and
Yay.
thank you.
I am Sulagna. I am a blog post writer, and I am also the team lead for the blog post team.
Yo, I'm Arnav and I'm the team head for podcast.
Hi guys, I'm Gargi and I'm the head for Instagram team.
Hi guys, I'm Shri. I'm technically the HR person here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't exactly have a team, but
It's like
still
HR,
functions.
crisis
It's called as
management.
crisis
It's
management.
everything.
Okay, let's have a
You're a
crisis.
team in yourself.
Your team and your, she's a one-man army.
Oh, thank you.
One
woman
army.
Sure. We'll play the song later.
Yeah.
So, I'm Sacheth. I'm the team head for YouTube.
Alright, you do.
That's it.
How about a peace sign?
How do I do it? I don't know.
Okay, here's a
Really,
peace sign.
everyone's awkward here, guys.
Yeah, so we all
we
are
all are-
introduced.
And I'm Sanjeet. I'm a member. That's my sign.
Pretty member.
Yes.
A pretty
Arey.
member.
Alright. So, I've been asked to ask you guys questions.
Okay.
Yes. But we'll slowly get deeper because I see a lot of simpleton. So, a lot of my interest
Slowly
is around
get
there.
deeper.
Yes. No, not like that. It's PG. Remember.
Yes.
So, Psychophilics was founded by Tanuj,
Yeah.
right? He founded this by herself, recruited all of these heads.
Yeah.
What I want to ask these people instead is, what were your first impressions of Tanuj? Because, let me give you an example. So, when I saw Tanuj, I saw the website. I came across the LinkedIn as well before I approached Psychophilics. And I was like, oh, he seems like he's very strict. Like, if you join him, like, you have to do the work, otherwise, kuch to hoga, something like that.
Okay.
But that actually works.
No, but then I met him later and he goes, a lot more sweeter than I thought, and a lot more shy, but calm. So, yeah.
Good to hear.
So, what would your impression be?
So basically, I knew Tanuj because we were in the same class since college began. So, I mean, we didn't interact a lot because everything was online, and I think everyone's the first impression for Tanuj would be someone who is very disciplined. I think I can say that, that is something, he's extremely disciplined, and which is an amazing thing. My first impression of Tanuj was, he's a sweet guy, he's a nice person, And honestly, I was the one who approached him, like, can I be a part of Psychophilics, please? So yeah. So like, I always thought Tanuj is a sweet person who is very knowledgeable as well. So.
What happened now? What happened to that image?
It's still there.
Oh, it's still there. It's the
Yes,
same.
it's
Okay,
still the
cool,
same.
Cool. What about Sacheth?
Okay, so I think Tanuj approached me. I assume I'm the first person he recruited because we used to make videos before Psychophilics was formally founded, and when he approached me and said that we are going to expand, I was like a bit surprised. I was like, okay, how is he going to pull this off? Because I knew him as a person who was very reserved, and even now he's a bit reserved, but at the same time I could sense that he actually had the potential to do it because he's smart, and he also raises points that are really valid at times, and that impression still exists, and now I feel that he has a lot more potential than I expected.
Let's see. Okay, leaving aside all this thing, please dive into that YouTube thing. What videos do you used to make?
Yeah, but what are the
Now
YouTube
everyone wants to-
videos?
Yes.
Well, we used to make the same kind of videos that we do right now, but me and Tanuj were the only people.
Oh.
I
So,
guess I remember them making videos about topics of psychology.
There was one video on statistics.
Yeah.
There was one video on cognitive maps, which apparently has a lot of views now.
I think 500 plus.
Yeah, actually.
That's amazing. That's
now
better
check us out, guys. On YouTube.
Apparently,
than the sound, guys.
a lot of people haven't actually made content on cognitive maps.
That's so cool.
That's a good video, by the way.
It's a good video.
Yeah.
Do watch it.
We're all self-promoting, guys, on our own podcast.
Subscribe.
Okay, cool.
And read our blogs too. I know it's unnecessary, but yes.
This takes 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yes.
And what about Arnav? Because
Uh,
if I'm not wrong, you guys are also hostel mates, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So my first impression of Tanuj was that he is a quiet Buddha, and now I know him that he is a laughing Buddha now. So from a quiet Buddha to laughing Buddha, and we call him Lord Sutter. Because Lord Sutter.
Spelling?
Sutter. S-U-T-T-E. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Like spelling.
What does
Yeah,
Sutter mean?
Sutter means set. Doesn't have any meaning.
Just essay.
Just random word.
It was named by Abhinav actually, so that's how we just started calling it.
Just for context, Abhinav is the EQC head.
Yeah, so Tanuj approached me for Psychophilics, and then he founded in me a fascination for sound, and that's how the podcast team was founded. And I think our friendship and camaraderie that we both share has led us to do wonderful projects, and we look forward to keep doing that. So, yeah.
Nice. What would you call it?
So I've always looked at Tanuj as someone who has answers backed by researches. Every answer he gives is always starts with this research has found this and this research has found that, and I was like, how much of research does he read on a daily basis that every answer that he gives he is backed by some research evidence? And that was one thing that was very impressive, and I still whenever I do assignments or some work with him, I always find that he is very knowledgeable and quite to the point. And and actually I approached him for giving me a chance to work in the Instagram team, not as a head. I was just a volunteer, and then he, I don't know why, but he picked me as a head. And okay, thank you so much for that. It's a wonderful experience to be here. And and your impression of being someone who is very disciplined and as well as very formal. One should be in an institute. You carry that image for me of being formal and appropriate in an institute. Yeah. So that's the image.
Okay. I think so. He's like the studious kid of the class.
As a professional
he is.
man.
He's a professional. I heard you saying that he was like the topper and all, right? Long back you told me that he was the topper.
He performs very
I
well
think he's
academically.
still-
I think he's still the topper.
All right, we have done. I realize in this exercise everyone's praising. So your job is to tell me
Why me?
what are some things that are kind of like off-putting from Tanuj? Because everyone out here told is great.
Do roast him.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
the
need to-
thing
we need to
is-
humble him.
All of the people, they filled in a report card. Alright, like good student, 5 stars, and honestly, it's very annoying. So, talking about Tanuj, this guy, he always has his, sleeves unfolded, right? That gives him a professional look, but sometimes I need to remind him about deadlines. Even now, I need to remind him about deadlines. Ki, listen, we have the Psychophilics work pending, and he'll be like, oh yeah, I'll get it done. Oh, then I'll send a message. So,
Wait, so he
needs a reminder.
lazy?
He's late. Tanuj
he
is
needs a reminder.
lazy.
Okay, guys, one thing.
Huh.
Laziness leads to innovation, creation. Okay, creative things.
Right.
So
Okay.
So you're
I think it's
justifying the lazy.
Don't
yeah,
tell this
just
to
kind of
Sun. Don't
justify.
tell this to him. He'll take it too very seriously. Don't
We
do
will
this.
have this laziness.
Don't do this.
I will use this
That's
as
a
my
good
reason for
topic.
my
Don't do
CI.
this.
Why did I submit it late? I was just lazy. Why? Because it's
I
creative.
have solution for that too.
Uh-huh. Tell.
I won't tell now on here.
You know
Oh,
what? We'll
okay,
discuss
cool,
this
cool.
laziness
Yeah.
idea when
Yeah.
next project comes in.
Yeah.
We'll implement
Yeah.
it. All members be
Laziness.
lazy. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's number 1. Okay? He needs a push. Number 2.
Oh, okay.
This number 2.
This is
Yeah.
alright.
What?
God,
Come
this is
on.
This is a
Wherever
report.
there is Shrinithi, there is going to be a list. Number
Yeah.
1, number 2, number 3.
Yeah. Because apparently everyone here, acted like a professor and giving report cards.
Yes.
I'm not going to name the person, but
He's going to be blunt, guys.
yeah. Done. This guy Tanuj, he says that he has a habit of playing video games, habit of being chill. But if you throw sarcasm at him, he gets all serious. Like, what?
And I think that is kind of cute as like.
It's
as a Tanuj
cute, but he
kind of-
cannot take a
And
sarcasm
Tanuj way.
as sarcasm. But otherwise, he's fine. It's okay. He tolerates me. He tolerates all of us.
See. So Tanuj, what is your impression of Tanuj?
Oh my God, why?
That's an existential question.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's not. I'm saying.
Are you sure you don't want to hear? Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
has an answer, right?
No.
Please tell me.
If
your
he
answer.
has an answer,
Okay, so
What is your impressions of all of them? Before
That's actually a better question.
no.
we'll start with Sulagna.
Bye.
I don't know really where to start because really it's just Sulagna is a person who puts work before everything else. And here the work is not that she's getting paid or she's having any external benefits for doing this, but it is her good nature that she wants to promote mental health awareness. So it speaks a lot about her personality that she wants to promote it. She's a very dedicated person, and if she takes up any task, she makes sure that it is executed well, up to the quality it is expected. So I really appreciate Sulagna.
Okay, you said one good thing about her.
Yeah.
Now say one bad thing.
Sanjeet is waiting
make
for
sure-
that. Like, we want to hear
I
one
need
bad
content.
I
thing.
really want to
We
do
want
this with
bad
Sanjeet as
thing.
well. The good thing and
No,
the bad
guys,
thing.
Kiran.
But
I can
save
make a
it for
list.
later.
I can make a
We'll
list.
save it.
I will make a list for that. I can tell.
Not.
We'll save it for later.
So anyways, Sulagna. Yes, the focus is on Sulagna. Don't forget that.
It's really hard actually.
Just
my
be
God.
honest. It's
Just
fine.
say anything. Anything works.
Um,
She keeps the pens, uses pencil instead of pen, something like that. Anything annoying.
This is not 8th
Okay.
grade.
Just
He's
anything.
not my dad.
okay. It's really hard.
Alright.
Give me a few moments. Wait.
We'll move on to the next question. How's that?
Yeah, box.
Move on to the next question. Cool. So, as you were telling that you guys all met over pandemic, am I correct?
Yes.
Over pandemic, you all met. How did that pandemic impact your mental health? How is it over you? This is a more personal question, so feel free to answer. Oh no, you start with Arnav.
Okay, so it was a complete paradigm shift. It was like unprecedented. Like the pandemic came as a shock for all of us, obviously. It affected the economy, including the psychological health of everybody. And there came a time when I have been the shyest boy in my class during school times. It was hard for me to make friends, and I personally went through a lot of depression symptoms, even suicidal thoughts. So it was difficult for me to get through that. And I think when I met Tanuj and all of the people who are my real best friends, they helped me to get out of it. And we used to have calls with each other. We talked for long. So I think that social support actually helped out. in that case. And music was another thing personally which helped me out, and I found my own friends in my college who helped me out with that particular crisis. So it was more of an introspective and a life-changing experience, like how we see world around us. So I see it that way.
So basically, your social circle was like a huge help. It pulled you through that whole pandemic phase.
Yeah.
Because usually people see college as this, oh, we get freedom, azadi, we can have fun. And then you get COVID as the first result. Like that's not really ideal. You're like, oh, okay, just stay back with their parents.
Yes.
So, yeah. How was it for you, Kalvi?
So for me, it was very chill. Honestly speaking, I liked being at home and I enjoyed my time over the pandemic. But when I came to college, I realized I missed on so much. Like, I stopped putting efforts on my studies. I stopped participating in extracurricular activities just because it was online and it seemed too much of effort. And I realized that I've missed the golden time. Like, the first year is, I think, very important as an expert. You have to explore a lot of things about college, and I did not do that. And now, it's in the last stages, I have to purely focus on academics. So there is not much time to, go about the college life and start from the beginning. I cannot. So yeah, now I realize, okay, this is what pandemic has took from me. Otherwise, pandemic was good, but yeah,
If you had a chance to go back,
yeah, I would definitely start it from being on college, like offline, everything. Yeah, and what I remember is that it affected a lot of my habits, like my sleeping habit was all
Yeah,
disturbed.
even my sleeping habit
And
went
I
off
lost
the
tons
roof.
of weight, and then I got here again and gained weight, and that weight fluctuation, body image issues, and so yeah, that happened a lot.
For me, my sleep went so bad, I would like sleep at 1, 2, and so I was a humanity student, and we had only 7, 8 students, right? So ma'am had this innovative idea of calling us all on Zoom at 7 p.m. in the morning, AM in the morning. So I would sleep at 1 and wake up to her call. And she's so like obsessive. She's like, you need to turn on your camera, Sanjeet. I'm like, okay, wait. And I'd run to the bathroom to brush quick. Yeah, and my friends would keep like, yeah, he's coming, ma'am. He just has technical issues.
Technical issues. I love endless technical issues.
And she believed me. For some reason, she believed me. She's like, yeah, technical issues. Hopefully, she's not seeing this. So,
Sanjeet might actually have some technical issues.
huh?
Like during the Zoom period, during online period.
I was just waving to Pappu, guys, by the way. He ran off. And he's running off.
I avoided camera for a reason.
Alright, cool. He wants to avoid the camera, guys.
Still running.
He's still running.
Still running.
Anyways, back to this. So, how is it for you, Tanuj?
I think that pandemic was transformational for me. It gave me the time I needed to introspect, and it actually made me a better person. And it gave me time to think about my life as a professional, as a person. And I think it was pandemic which motivated me to start Psychophilics maybe. I mean, the idea of Psychophilics was long back there, but
It's running in your
running in my
then
head.
Here it is like,
But
yeah, we'll
it's
do
like
it.
I have to do it, and I have to do it full-fledged. And I started all alone, just one person, and I knew one thing, that it's a good cause, and people will join me, and people joined. And now there are like 30 plus people here who genuinely want to promote mental health awareness, and I'm actually glad about it. So, in a nutshell, I would say pandemic was a blessing in disguise for me. That's all.
That is true. Like for me also, I was blessed that it was not too bad for me because I was also in school. So I kind of lost out on 11th and 12th, but that's not as bad of losing first year of college. And I was also blessed because I had good family support and social support and all that. Pandemic kind of helped me think about things because I had to sit at home and think, okay, what am I doing with my life? So yeah, that introspection helped a lot. And I was like, okay, cool. Introspection seems interesting. And we get into psychology.
Seems interesting.
Yeah.
That's like a t-shirt line. It can be
That is.
introspective.
Psychophilics funds it. We will get that as a teacher.
Yeah, merchandise, guys.
Merchandise ready.
Bye.
What about you, Sulagna?
Okay, so I would say the pandemic for me, it was like a really good time. I started with street play. Took part in a lot of college organizations, college events. Even though everything was online, I was like, I don't really care. I will participate in it online. And loved my family throughout the time. They were a support, which was very important and close to my heart. And my studies was good. It was like a good thing. Like I was at home, the studies was done by like 4:30, and then it was like after that I could just have time for myself. I would binge watch a show, or I would like just read some book. And I had a pretty cool friend circle back then. It was all online, and I would also look for friend cycle outside my college, if you know what I mean. That was fun as well. And yeah, so pandemic wasn't that bad for me. I honestly, it was fun. It was time for introspection. I had that when I took science in 11th grade. Introspection about my life after mid-sem. I'm like, what is this? Systematic? The entire chapter. I had my life introspection there and there only when my professor was teaching. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. So introspection was there that time only. And I was also in certain coaching institutes and everything when I was in 11th. So introspection was over in 11th, 12th.
Yes.
So I had,
I think everyone had, because it was a wholly subjective thing. I think it was the one incident where everyone had the same situation.
Yeah.
Because each of us had different experiences.
Yes.
And I want to ask Sacheth, how was yours?
Actually,
He's in camera, right, by the way? Stop it. I keep moving back because I'm like,
Take a
I feel-
2-minute break.
You'll take a 2-minute break?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll take a 2-minute break. So, how was your experience, Sacheth?
Okay, so when COVID was happening, I was actually very happy because I could stay home.
Very happy?
Yeah, because see, I thought, because first of all, I'm a reserved person, and now actually I'm not as much as I was before. But I thought it was good because it could help me escape from social situations, or it could at least help me, know people through online way before I can get to know them offline later when I meet them. So it actually helped me get a scaffolding, or it's like a step-by-step entrance into a social situation. So that's how my experience was. But at the same time, I also liked it because I got to be more lazy, which I was not before till 12th. Because 11th and 12th science, don't even ask. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Agreed.
So yeah, and at the same time, I also got to be more pop cultured because, and even now I'm not as much people expect. Again, I don't think it's an obligation, but I started watching shows after I finished my 12th. Okay. Yeah.
What do you think people expect about like pop culture when you say people expect?
I mean, see, I don't know myself, and I don't think it's an obligation even now, or I don't think it's anything that you have to do. But there are times where I feel left out of conversations, and that's when I sense that okay, this is something I don't know. Yeah, and yeah, that's what happened, and yeah, I slept during classes. That's it. But at the same time, one thing should be noted. The thing is, after I came offline, that's the time when I, could reflect and see the things that I missed. In the garb of thinking that okay, this is going to be an amazing time with online classes. So offline classes gave me a sense of, I don't know, a lot of exposure and a lot of new people and just fun. And I just felt online was not at all fun after I came offline.
So, like, I see a common trend, which is that everyone is sort of FOMOing out that they didn't have the first
Yeah,
step.
exactly.
No, I don't. I loved it.
You loved it.
I loved it.
Okay, so everyone except Sulagna
Yes.
had a FOMO experience. What would you, Tanuj?
About online classes, I just enjoyed it. It was way better than offline
It's way better than offline. Why?
because you could sleep through without any help.
Dude, I just went for a water break and you just started without me.
Tanuj right here.
I'm Tanuj.
What?
Okay, you play rock, paper, scissors and decide who's coming.
Yeah, I mean, this is
He's
Tanuj,
Abhinav.
man.
Abhinav.
Oh, right.
Abhinav, right.
Yes.
Never noticed.
You're such a poor host.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
What is this? What is this? What is this
What is
behavior,
this,
man?
Sorry, guys.
What is this?
behavior?
Where were you?
Sorry, I'm learning.
I
What
just
is
want
this
to
behavior,
water
Sanjeet?
break.
What kind of a head are you?
You just started interviewing him like he's Tanuj.
Yeah.
You can't even differentiate between the EQC head and Tanuj.
We both look the same. That was
Okay,
totally
that's
not
all.
scripted, guys.
Non-scripted,
Totally not
guys.
scripted.
Unscripted.
It was not a
Unscripted.
desperate moment for laughs. It was not that. Yes.
No.
Yes. So that's Abhinav. He's our EQC head.
Can we shift? Thank you.
Yeah, this should
Thank
be on
you.
air. This should be on air.
Everyone's
Very
in
much on
trim.
air.
Everyone's
You don't
in
shift, you'll fall down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be careful.
All slide down.
Yes. No. Yeah. So as I was saying, everyone's having their own FOMOing moment. Did you have the same sheet?
Not exactly, but kind of yes. So initially when lockdown started, I was, a little bit happy because of all the reasons stated. And I was a science kid as well, so I got a lot of time for myself. But then I was like, this is my first time experience in hostel, I want to go. So the 10 days that I spent here on campus in my first year was so fun because we had a fest. So it was an online fest, but we worked offline and it was so fun.
Yeah.
Because working and online, like we'll have classes till 4. Once again, we'll have meets online. So it's like your screen time just increases terribly. So that was something that I completely did not like playing online. But otherwise, when we shifted back to offline, I was like, how much did we miss? Like online just gives you a good flavor on top, but then after that it's just water. It's like hostel milk, right?
That's
Which hostel gives
relatable.
milk? Which hostel gives milk?
Relatable.
My hostel gives milk, guys.
Yeah, my hostel gives milk.
Just milk, raw milk.
Yeah, you have to add whatever you want.
You can add whatever you want.
I don't get that.
It's just milk.
My hostel gives tea and coffee as well.
Okay, let's not market our hostels here, but getting to the point.
Fest.
What I felt was when I came offline and we had an offline fest, I was like, online fest is nothing. Not even 1% of whatever happened. So that's when I reflected upon it. I was like, okay, lots to go.
Bro, do you remember we were in the fest together? The first fest that took place. So I worked with her online also and offline for the fest. And if you want to meet someone who is this bossy,
Because I'm the boss.
Oh, are you taking a dig?
I'm not taking a dig. No, it's a very friendly conversation that's taking place here.
Sure.
I'm just saying she was so organized. Like after 4 o'clock, if our classes ended at 4 o'clock, she would be like 4:30. We have a meeting. Sometimes the meeting was at 4:15, and the meeting went till 6-7 o'clock.
Ooh.
It was so fun.
Because that's why the fest turned out to be good as well, I guess.
Yeah, and
I got a good team, I should mention. Good members in the team. So.
Were there any specific anecdotes, something that was just very off-putting or something that happened?
Okay, so there are a lot of last minute crises that we did, which was...
Also, that crisis was funny. All
yeah, the
right,
crisis was
please.
funny.
I would like to add one thing.
yes.
As because she had a great experience with managing crisis, I actually put up a new team within Psychophilics, that is internal crisis management, which is not just not just limited to HR thing, but it's like a combination of many fields, and it acts like a catalyst within our organization, and it promotes that our productivity is enhanced. I mean, it enhances our productivity. So,
That was the one-man army we were talking about.
yeah.
Three.
Honestly, during the fest, when the fest happened, that was the time when she and I grew really close to each other as well. Because we were work buddies, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember.
We were literally work buddies. That's what we called each other. And after the meeting was over, we would sit for another hour just to talk.
Talk about what things could have been if people had actually put in a better effort.
Yeah.
Wow, so that was also productive conversation.
Yeah, that was a very productive conversation.
Constructive production.
Very constructive.
Constructive criticism also took place
Yeah.
there.
Constructive
Except just
venting
remove
sessions
the
were
constructive
also-
part from it.
Yeah. It was good, I felt. And we did that even in college. The fun part was there's this very silent zone in our college where there should be no noise. And that's the place where we created ruckus on the day of the fest.
Oh yes.
Because there was very less number of students.
Oh
on
my
campus.
god, yes. And the day before that also a ruckus was created because someone started crying a lot.
Very much, and we had
Very
to.
much.
Was it someone from here?
Let's not disclose.
Okay, go.
I mean, I would love to disclose, but I'm being nice over here.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I mean, someone just
she
started.
would have said it. We all know.
She will say it. Someone started crying and wouldn't stop crying for like one and a half 2 hours. You just go under the table and start crying. And that was like a silent zone. And people, instead of just saying that don't cry, they would just be like, shush, it's a silent zone.
Because that puts down the entire team, right? So you have to put for the team.
Exactly. And then people were trying to compensate for that person crying.
By laughing too much.
Wish we could do that, but anyways, there was ruckus.
They did like, they started doing the work that the crying person was supposed to do. But it was our experience of its own, that entire being part of the fest.
Like it was
College
fun
experience.
because it was 10 days and we were in hostel. We used to meet up in the night and do
Yeah.
work.
Like we
So
used
it was
to.
like the 10 days of break from the online to offline was good. But then back to online,
It was
bad.
when she's talking about working late in hostels and like that. She used to come to wake me up in my room.
Yeah.
And I'm going to drop it right over here. And can we move on? Thank you.
Those are very helpful people. Because I have a huge
no, no,
problem
That
about waking
wasn't
up.
helpful.
Once again, I'm not a person who wakes up early in the morning. My roommate wakes me up. So
Oh,
putting it out there.
okay. So someone else is that for you.
Yeah, someone else is that for me.
And you're that for her.
For
fest of
during the work when it was required.
Yeah, when it's required.
Otherwise, she doesn't care.
It's very insensitive. She.
It's okay. Sometimes.
Anyways, moving to the next question.
Yeah. Let's leave it.
Yeah. So I'll move on to the second last question
Yeah.
because it's also getting very tame. We learn a lot about psychology, and psychology focuses on us as human beings. Everything about human beings, and we'll come across many of these principles in our life. You're all third year seniors. You've all had 3 years of just rigorous psychology.
Abhinav, is that
You've had 3 years.
Abhinav, is that
Abhinav,
true?
is that so? Huh?
Okay, 3 years. As, 3 years as psychology, rigorous. It's subjective. It's a
3
subjective
years,
field.
is it true?
I think rigorous
Okay,
is subjective.
I-
Psychology
Yeah,
we studied is
We studied.
Okay,
That's all.
so you
And-
studied something about
we
psychology.
studied.
You studied?
We studied.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Were you able to whatever you learned, were you able to apply it in your real life? Because many people see psychology as a stream that, you learn and you can apply it to your own life. But I feel that there's always this barrier of actually trying it out. Because that barrier is very hard. Like I've read random things like, oh cool, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Use a solution, how to do it, great, I'll do it. And on second Jan, I do nothing. I'm just sleeping. My
That is-
agenda is to get out of bed, have good sleep routine.
Yeah.
And then I sleep at like 3 a.m. I'm like, okay, maybe not
What
a
is
good
with
idea.
your sleep schedule?
It's
man?
just
I
the
mean,
biggest
why?
problem. It's just the
Why?
biggest- I don't know, it's just been going on from 10. I've been working on it since 10.
Apply psychology, man.
I know random shit about sleep, I just can't apply it. That's what I was talking about. That's
So-
the issue I face.
One thing that I would say is, as I think a lot, have you heard about, I think a lot of people must have heard about the medical student syndrome. It's something, is like when we read about a particular disease or disorder, we apply it to us. And I think that is something that happens with a majority of psychology students, especially when they're in 11th, 12th grade. In 12th grade, that is the first time we get exposed to the diseases and the disorders, right? Sorry, I cannot call it diseases, disorders. My school teacher would kill me if I say disease.
I hope she's watching.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Hello, teacher.
Sorry, ma'am. Yeah, so basically, what happened once was I just started reading about schizophrenia. And I was like, am I talking to my friend or is she a hallucination?
Oh, so it went that deep when you started
Yeah.
believing reality itself
Believing
is-
reality is a stimulation, man. I was like, is someone calling me? Or is it just a hallucination? Am I good? Am I good? or
Okay,
just-
okay, calm down.
It's like that. It is like that. But then again, I mean, I don't think none of us here are qualified enough to apply a lot of psychology in our life, but the basics of psychology we can apply to our life. For example, sleep cycle. We know about sleep cycle. We know about REM sleep. We know about non-REM sleep and the stages of sleep. We know how much sleep we need to be fully rested and what happens when we do not get that amount of sleep. We have that much awareness. So in simple ways it can be applied. Like I think all of us here have kind of evolved to be a better listener through the course of time, to provide an empathetic space, a safe space to people where they can come and talk to us. And I'm not saying like come and talk to me as a like I'm a therapist, you are my client. No, just like you can talk to me. Like I'm not giving you any solution. I'm not giving you any advice. But
there to listen.
I am there to listen to you. I can provide you a ear. Now, I am not qualified to help you out in this situation. Because that is something which we really want to make clear. Friends are not therapists, guys. Yeah, they are
Unless
not
they have a license.
Unless they have a license, but they are not ethically... Like, ethics is a different thing.
Yes.
They cannot provide treatment to you.
Yes. Don't trust your friends. Moral of the story.
Therapist license, not driving license.
Yeah.
God.
So what I was saying is we have learned to be better listeners. I'm not saying we are as good listeners as therapists. We are just like we are just going to complete our undergraduate degree at this point. Active listening, empathetic listening. We have learned about these things, and we can provide someone with a safe space where we can try our level best to be non-judgmental. And I mean, even like I think we can be non-judgmental at this point.
Yeah, I think what tends to happen, I think it's only a feature of psychology course as general, is that because like we all our students have gone through this as well, which is we study psychology and we keep studying how having empathy or just listening itself is so key. Everyone just mentally you create that space. And I don't think that's a feature in any other courses. Like, let's say to engineering, medical or not. They'd be having their own issues. They're like, yeah, this and all won't happen. But psychology is like, this and all won't happen. But if you have a problem, you can talk.
You can talk.
Yeah, that's one pro which
like, that is one thing which is good about this course is like, if we think that someone might really be needing a therapist or someone, we would actually not shy away from telling them. We won't be like, oh, just go out, have fun with your friends, or it will be so fun. No, we are not doing that. Yeah. We would actually, first of all, if they want to talk to us, if they're comfortable talking to us, we will tell them, I can talk to you as a friend. We will mention it. I won't say that, oh, I can talk to you and I'll solve all your problems. No.
Yeah. It's just like, I'll be your
friend, I'll be an acquaintance, I'll be a friend. If you want to talk to me, I'll provide you with that safe space where you can talk to me. But other than that, if I feel and if that person feels that they need to talk to a specialist, I would never say that, oh, you don't need all this, just play video games for some time and you'll be fine. Have a paracetamol, you'll be fine.
Psychology has that, I don't know, it's a weird feature. It's like an unsaid norm that's found where we try to be empathetic and non-judgmental.
So that is something that I think all of us have grown into. I mean, others must have different inputs.
Yeah, what are your inputs like?
Okay. So throughout psychology, I don't know about towards others. See, if you have to apply psychology to others, you first need to apply psychology to yourself. Right? So that's what I've mostly focused on. I've tried to be nice and empathetic, like everyone has tried being in psychology. But for myself, I've tried being kind to myself, more self-aware. What are my flaws? What are my drawbacks? And how can I overcome them? Though I have not, but I'm trying to. But this is one thing, that being aware of your own mistakes, you still are not able to overcome them. Then you need to go to see someone who is a specialist, who can help you throughout, who can pull you out through that phase, like where you are stuck. So yeah, and I have applied a lot of psychological concepts and now realize, okay, yeah, this I'm unconsciously,
because you're reading and this process is
because 3 years, more than 3 years, and like 4 or 5 years, if I count 11 as well. So for 4 or 5 years, I've been applying so many psychological concepts on myself, and because 3 years, more than 3 years, and like 4 or 5 years, if I count 11 as well. So for 4 or 5 years, I've been applying so many psychological concepts on myself, and I become so aware and so, I think I know the meaning of these things, and I feel so, I think, knowledgeable that I know such stuff, those others are just unconscious, that they don't even heard of.
I feel like you're the better person.
Yeah, they don't know basic common human processes. They don't know basic human common processes. They don't know about human brain, how it works, how it functions, where its creativity coming from, where your behavior is coming from. And that is something I feel very proud of, that I know this. And yeah, I think, and to be honest, psychology, what we study, you can, unless and until you do a degree or you do some online course, you will never be able to know this knowledge. Even though it's very
sort of
it's
comes
present,
through.
but you are very, you're oblivious to it. You have to study to know basic human knowledge and basic human concepts.
Yeah.
Basically, she's a Ravenclaw and the other people are mudbloods.
Yeah, basically people.
I don't understand the references, but
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, guys. Harry Potter.
I'm sorry, I don't see Harry Potter,
you
guys.
muggle.
Please don't ostracize me.
You muggle.
Yeah, I don't see
Mudblood.
it.
So it's basically like, you know what love is, but
Yeah.
how to understand it, how
All
to
that
present
psychology
it,
brings.
Love.
how to theoretically understand it to, you know, and like,
Put it into practical
yeah,
use.
yeah, how to put into practical use and make someone else understand its meaning and importance to
And
others.
the more crazier bit is we produce this environment because we learn so much sort of subconsciously. We have the environment and subconscious learning that when you don't realize we get out of this bubble, the world's actually a lot more shittier, a lot more worse than you thought it was. And you go there and you see them being like rude or unempathetic. You're like, what's up with you? Is there some manufacturing defect or
I mean,
something?
one thing I would say as a psychology student, I think one thing which we all have completely removed from ourselves is thinking that if another person is not empathetic for us, we understand that person is not empathetic or unempathetic. We don't think that it is a default setting in someone.
Yeah, but
We're
I
aware
feel,
of it.
Yeah, but we also have the thing of awareness. We're like, oh, they're not, it's alright. I don't think that exists beyond the psychology bubble.
I mean, yes, and that is more like an arc also. Like, you know, like a first year student might be like learning so much about empathy and active listening, and when they get out of that classroom and when they see people who are not being active listener or, you know, not putting themselves in other shoes, they're like, what are you doing? Like, is this even a thing? But I think as you grow up, as you grow into different, like as you go to second year and then third year, and finally when you're about to graduate, it's just an understanding you develop that, okay, yes, not everyone is empathetic. It is not possible for everyone to be empathetic. I mean, I know 31, 32-year-old people who still think that every problem can be sorted by just talking to a friend or talking to your parents. And they don't understand E of empathy or like...
E.
Or like...
Sorry, that was bad. Sorry, that was bad. Continue.
E, right? Empathy starts with
good.
E, right?
Yeah. Continue.
Empathy starts with E.
Yeah, it starts with E. I was just wondering. Continue.
E of empathy, or like, you know, the A of active.
Sorry, go ahead.
Or like,
What do you thought? Pampa Pethi?
what does that signify?
Just like,
Yeah.
talk about later.
Oh,
You're
okay,
saying.
okay. You clear that out, by the
Yes.
way. Or like A of active listening, like they just don't care. And I have met so many people like that who just don't care. And yes, it is a difficult thing. It is a difficult fact to digest that, you know, people whom you care about, people whom you love, they are only not understanding your subject or the essence of your subject or the essence of being a decent human being. But it's just something you have to accept. That's what you learn throughout your courses. Like, you need to accept others as they are and help them grow to be better if they want to be better. It's not like you have to be better.
Yeah, you can't really force
We
someone.
will never force them. If they want to be better, please. We are here to give you the safe space. We are here to give you the contacts you require, the help you require. Want to be a better person? Please be a better person. We won't put a gun on their head and be like,
Yeah, it's like, these are such simple things.
exactly.
Just listening or just being empathetic. You might not really understand, but it's just listening. And these simple things are really hard to grasp. I think that's often forgotten. People say this quote, that quote, but don't realize the actual meaning.
Exactly.
It's like you're saying and you feel it. There's a difference, right? So there's a huge barrier which I think psychology bridges.
Definitely.
What's been your experience, Abhinav?
What?
You're getting all
What
philosophical
is
and-
your experience of being a psychology student?
I regret every single word.
Okay, moving on to the last question. Right? So, I'll be concluding this podcast soon. Just this one last question, need to hold you guys back. And that will be mostly directed to Tanuj. Okay? It's nothing serious. So you founded Psychophilics how many years back? How many months or years? Years.
1 year, 8 months.
1 year, 8 months.
No, guys. Good for GK.
Yeah, man.
What's your vision ahead? What do you see Psychophilics becoming?
Well,
Zoom in. In the video editing process.
And cut him out if
Also, just
possible.
in between, did you celebrate this anniversary or birthday?
Yeah, we didn't celebrate
We
anything.
didn't get any party.
What?
That's
We have been there for a very long time.
If this is 8 months, 4 more months in April, we're supposed to have another anniversary, right?
Where was the first anniversary cake?
okay, guys, chill.
Okay, guys.
Let's do this.
Do that after.
We'll do it,
Yes.
okay?
We will do it.
Yeah,
We'll do it.
we'll get a party, okay?
Good.
Sulagna seems pretty desperate for the party. Anyways.
Very, very fast.
Yeah, see,
Come on, what do you think of me?
I
Man,
mean,
yeah.
free food, so I don't mind.
Okay guys, let's focus on what you asked. So my vision for Psychophilics is that, mosquitoes.
That's his vision, guys. Mosquitoes are the future.
So many.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
Where do you see ourselves in 2 years? Flying around, annoying us. Goofing around.
Mosquitoes.
That was Sacheth's vision. Yeah.
That is such a vision. We just
Say
give you a
hi.
mosquito.
Side over here. Hi.
Anyways, Tanuj, you're saying.
Your vision.
So, my vision for Psychophilics is that we empower the budding psychologist, in the process of becoming a better psychologist, an ethical one. And I feel that to support the initiative of mental health awareness, we not just need to create awareness in people directly, but also help the budding psychologist, because they are the spine of this initiative.
Alongside mental health,
Yeah.
psychoeducative awareness.
Yeah, it's like a two-way thing. We have to approach this problem of mental health awareness from two ways. By creating awareness in the people itself, and by supporting the budding psychologist. So Psychophilics is not just where we can read blog posts related to psychology, and where we can just concepts of psychology on YouTube, or hear some interesting facts on podcast, or create psychoeducation using Instagram. But it's more than that. Psychophilics is about connecting budding psychologists, creating a community. And I'm proud to announce that Psychophilics has now a forum online where budding psychologists can ask questions, and people can we can be a well-knit community.
It
We
will
can
be like
help
a
each
fora
other.
for psychology.
Yeah, kind of.
It's very well put actually.
Alright, thank you. Anyways.
Yeah. So that's my vision, and I'm very proud to say that I was not earlier I was not sure about this initiative, that my but people around me were like,
Sorry.
What is said? I want to know.
okay. So the people.
I'm sorry.
Do this.
Yeah, you can do this.
So the people around me were not sure that I will be able to, make, to have Psychophilics to achieve such a level now. I won't say that it's a great level, but it's better.
It's better than before.
Yeah, better than before. Way better than before.
That's progress.
And I think it's because not of my effort. I would say I was just a connector. I just connected these people who wanted to create awareness on their own. They don't demand anything. It was their genuine quest for creating mental health awareness. And I thank all the volunteers of Psychophilics and all the team has for making it possible. Thank you guys.
Actually, it's a clapping
Thanks a
moment,
lot, guys.
Yeah, it's a clapping moment.
Clap next to the mic.
ASMR
For
time.
artificial ones.
No, don't do that.
So the Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
That becomes ASMR.
yeah.
Including also.
Oh, we
Tanuj.
can do the ending in the ASMR.
No, nahi.
That's your vision. All right, guys. So, thank you all of you. All
Before
the
that,
guys.
Sanjeet, how do you feel hosting us?
Yeah.
Nahi, nahi.
That's your vision. All right, guys. So, thank you all of you. All
Before
the
that,
guys.
Sanjeet, how do you feel hosting us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, where do I start?
Don't slide down.
Don't slide down.
No, it was fun because it was a first time experience. And I've been wanting to do something like this because I like doing deep talk. And hopefully, Psychophilics podcast also focuses on things like this. Yeah. Just talking, being open and authentic. Hopefully.
Okay, I have a question for you. Like you asked all of us experience. I want to know how is your experience going on being on site?
As a psychophilics volunteer in blog
How
and
has
this
it-
As a
podcast.
Psychophilics volunteer,
It's okay, you can be honest.
Very
be
you
honest.
can
Okay.
be honest,
Guys,
completely
I'll be
honest.
honest.
Brutally
Yeah.
honest.
Brutally honest.
I'll be honest.
On the face.
It's
On the face.
mixed
Okay,
feelings.
let us
Allow him to speak.
Suspense.
You have to hype it up. man.
Suspense for us, man. Right now, yes,
So-
Sanjeet.
My experience been mixed because on one hand I'm like excited I'm doing different things. On the other hand it's also like I want more things to happen because I know that there's a lot of really talented people in psychophilics and we can capitalize on that and do better. But there's a few changes needed here and there. But that's just with any small upcoming organization. That's obviously the big problem faces with new people and all that. So I'm just in that phase. Like, oh, it's interesting. Some things are interesting, some things are not. I want to change a few things. I hope that some things get changed.
Yeah, sure.
And no, I'm not. I'm just saying, yeah.
See, any new organization, let it be any organization I'm talking about, it pivots. It pivots according to what people demand from us and what we want to present. We have to
Some
meet
sort
that,
Middle ground.
middle
yeah.
ground. We have to reach that middle ground, and we will in some time.
Yes, we will.
It will take time.
We'll take that. But we will.
Okay.
Yes. No, I was just using the hand
Okay,
action.
this is going to be a symbol for that.
It's just no. Listen,
This is
the symbol
correct,
should be this. Because that's what
Already
exactly.
this.
It shouldn't be this.
What? Excuse me, can we have like this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
For friends. I don't see friends, I just know
we
this
don't.
one.
We
Sanjeet,
don't
can we
do
not do
this.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take
Anyways,
this.
guys,
Yeah.
thanks a lot.
Wait, I have a question for him. I too have a question for
Okay.
him. So Sanjeet, since you have been a member of Psychophilics, how is it been like personally for you? Not taking Psychophilics as like an organization, but as a personal experience for you, like mixing with people, getting to know people, being part of different teams. How is that been for you? Like not as a perspective of organization growing or something, but at a very personal level for you.
So, brutally honest, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The blog team's been kind of interesting because I don't write, and I was like, I'll take up the challenge.
I
So-
thought you don't write in the blog.
No, I write. No, I write.
I'm like, what just happened right
I
now?
don't write as a normal thing. I was like, I'm gonna try myself out because college was just for trying out things, right? So I was like, I'll try it out and turn out to be alright, decent enough,
Decent.
and just to pass, yeah. So, and that was my experience there. But a lot of the blog work is obviously to yourself, right?
Yeah.
There's not much of a group experience there. It's more personal experience. The more group experience came from a few podcasts where I was working with. I've so far worked with only one other person, and yeah, you kind of bond when you're trying to make a podcast because you need to know the other person,
Yes.
right? And since a lot of our previous podcasts have been just like news alerts, we had to build up that rapport beforehand. Like, oh, how are you? How is this and that? And that process, I made a good few friends, and I don't think I'd have interacted with them at all had it not been for Psychophilics. That's oh yeah, we interacted more, but
Yeah, obviously.
As well, Sanjeet.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
I'm saying specifically
We
blog
interacted
and
in Psychophilics
yeah,
as
even
blog
people.
members.
Yeah, so Okay, that was one exception. There was one exception. So we had blog meetings and we did
Not meetings. I was like,
Sanjeet.
Okay, anyways, guys, I need to run. They might kill me. So,
Sanjeet.
Oh, the mosquitoes might.
yeah.
Mosquitoes.
Alright, mosquitoes are killing me.
Mosquitoes.
Yes.
Sacheth's future.
Yeah.
Abhinav, bring
It's not in my background.
One slap over. Okay, guys,
let's
we'll wrap up.
Should we all do this together?
You want to do this and
We'll
this?
do this. Wait. I'll tell the last
Sanjeet,
one.
Okay, tell us.
Alright.
Wait.
So, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, people have tuned in.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's more than an hour now. Yeah.
Thanks to
Thank you,
Sharita.
Sharita, for actually
Government
being there
cam.
behind the cam. Everyone clap for her, please. People who are watching, 3-4 views. What is it? Thank you, guys.
3,000. I hope it's 3,000-4,000.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah. Also, if you guys have any feedback, please do let us know. There's multiple contacting points, right?
Really?
Multiple, yeah.
Like in
Not any other way, just yeah.
okay. Psychophilics. Psychophilics. We're talking about psychophilics.
Yes.
I think the tape said.
What will? Okay. Anyways, so that's the thing. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. If you want more feedback,
You were a good host. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Amazing host.
Yay!
So proud of you.
all this. That's it. We'll end it off in 3, 2. Wait, no, we'll do this. We'll do this.
Yeah.
Three,
2, 1. Jen.